Well, now we have this report. The Amazonian Defense Forces on Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025 this year, held road users hostage near Alabukam in Bamenda, the chief town of the Midland Zone of the Federal Republic of Amazonia. Travelers along the Bamenda Mbikwe Road faced panic on Tuesday, April 22nd. Militia of the Amazonian Defense Forces armed gang intercepted dozens of vehicles near Alabukam and held passengers hostage for hours. Eyewitnesses and local officials said the gang emerged from a eucalyptus forest around 12:30 p.m. and operated until about 5:30 p.m., stopping nearly 30 vehicles and detaining more than 200 passengers. Victims report that militia of the ADF forced them to sit down on the ground, flogging them and demanding a ransom of franc CFA, 10,000 franc CFA from each person. They came out purposely to extort the locals. At least 2,000 franc CFA was collected from us, one person said. Now, that's a draining one right there. But then, let's give you a background of the Bamenda and Mbikwe Road block. Now, the Alabukam Mbikwe Road has been a hotspot since 2021, when the Amazonian Defense Force warned travelers to stop using the road. The forest of Bali became the lone path, forcing many residents to take a longer and more expensive route to Mbikwe from Bamenda. The ADF briefly reopened the road in early 2024, but they later blocked it again without warning. Locals reverted to using the valley stretched until April 22nd, when Amazonian Defense Forces launched the latest ambush near Alabukam along the bush road they had been using. This is a serious situation right there. Commander Elvis, the Amazonian Defense Forces is a proxy militia to the La Republique du Cameroon colonial army, and we know about that. And they have been causing a lot of pain to the people of Amazonia. Let me get your perspective to this issue. What guarantees the safety of the Amazonian people? We see that in the streets, in the markets, on the roads, these people are being taken hostage and even detained.
Tabitha, thank you again for that opportunity. As you already mentioned, the ADF we all know is La Republic proxy group, which means the activities are in sync with whatever activities La Republic has. And of course, tormenting our people, putting them under tremendous pressure to be able to succumb to their to whatever they want to install has been their tactic. You know, they terrorize our civilian population to be able to give up on their aspirations for a free Amazonia. They disguise in the name of our state forces so that people can believe or think that these are Amazonian state army. Meanwhile, they are actually La Republic agents. So the reason they are doing that is to maximize pressure so that people can be like, you know what, we don't want to go under, we don't want to go through this kind of torture. We are being tormented, and when the people start thinking as such, they start creating dissenting views on the nature of the struggle. Um, for those of us that already understand the modus operandi of this proxy group, we are also looking at how their leaders have positioned themselves in close collaboration with the La Republique to make sure that they achieve these goals. Right, one of the leaders we know, Dr. Yabacho, who is currently languishing in their prison jails in Norway. We had just learned that he has valuable property that he has purchased all the way in Great Britain, where he has siphoned some of these funds that are being taken from our civilian population, and he has used it to build himself and his life, a comfortable family in Britain. You know, these are things that Amazonians need to understand. And that is why the Amazonian State Army has been in direct, consultation, making sure that any of our maybe our brothers or sisters who by mistake join this group, they should pull away from such. Most of them joined in good faith, because they were convinced, thinking that they were going to join this group to fight for the liberation of our people, not understanding that the people behind that group were all Republic proxies. And in most cases, some could even follow orders blindly without knowing that their actions are actually actions that are against the struggle. On that fateful day, Tuesday, April 22nd, as you mentioned, hundreds of cars were stopped. Civilians were pulled out of their cars. Ransom was demanded, which was paid, and they went ahead to, humiliate the people on that day. Uh, People were not happy, and that's why we had all this report. There was little, even the Republic knew that that was happening because their bases are not far from there. But guess what? They would not even go there because those are their friends. So whatever they collect from there, I believe they go back and they share it with them, and that's how they make life hell for our people. We just need to continue to mobilize. I'm grateful because with the arrest of that Ayabachok, our forces are starting to understand the implications that they have. They still have a handful of them in Mezam, Alabukam to be more precise, and we have been trying to continuously educate them and get them out of that ADF mindset so they can focus and have a clear vision. We have a clear strategy going forward, and not something that will be hurting or putting pain on our civilian population. So that's what I could say on that, Tabita. Over to you.
Thank you for that extensive knowledge being shared. I believe the Amazonian people are taking note of this. But well, moving over to Barrister Fro. Barrister Fro, it is an intentional act right here. The people are being discomforted, and even at that, they are being exploited, extorting thousands of francs CFA in expense of their own safety. What's your reaction to this?
Look, Tabitha, if you look at that video, you will see that they have masked themselves, and the weapons they have are La Republic weapons. They are weapons by La Republique du Cameroon. I will not be surprised if they are composed of the ADF, La Republique soldiers, and some Matanganji highway robbers. They have decided to torture our people and tag it as the Amazonian State Army, so that the population will now hate the Amazonian State Army, and they will think that these hoodlums represent the Amazonian State Army. They are not. These hoodlums are renegades of Ayabacho ADF, the B from La Republique du Cameroon, and some highway robbers recruited by Tanganji. But let me say why I say that. Last week, we had news that La Republique du Cameroon has moved a lot of troops into Bamenda. They moved a lot of troops into Bamenda, and they moved troops towards going through Ngokuchunja with several armored cars. That is what we heard on social media. Now, La Republic is in Bamenda, it has militarized Bamenda, and yet they allow those Wuklums to carry out what they were carrying out on the road to Mbengui, and claim they are they are only from ADF, or they are ADF and so on, like they always do. They are a joint force of the ADF, the B, and Wuklums recruited by Atanganji. And this insecurity will continue in Bamenda if the ASA does not do something. Because, I mean, Ayabacho is in jail. These guys are now remnants running around. They are all hoodlums now, with no control. And they are teaming up again with the B. And La Republic of Cameroon is trying to tag Ayabacho as an Amazonian leader, so that they can condemn us. The international community can condemn us for torturing our population, and our population will be feeling that We are the ones torturing them. We are telling our population that we will do whatever it takes to protect them. From Victoria to Nkambe, we will do whatever it takes to protect them. But La Republic of Cameroon has invaded Bamenda with so many troops, and we need to plan because we'll be coming head on. Commandant Elvis knows what I'm talking about. Bamenda needs to be taken care of. Not only Bamenda, Mezam is being encroached by La Republic of Cameroon bit by bit, and before we know it, they will have military outposts everywhere in Mezam. As they are doing that thing, I can tell you, Tabitha, that there is a military outpost in somewhere near there watching to make sure that they succeed in what they are doing so that they can share the money. This is what a revolution always brings. It brings hoodlums, thieves, and all kinds of things, and the enemy using the thieves, using the hoodlums to torture our people and put it on us. That's what is happening.
Thank you for that great input, Barrister Fro. Indeed, this is a call to our Ambazonian State Army to keep up the fight and put on the strength of their might.